Tim Tibbetts here with Major Geeks. Actually, no, it's Ron with Ron's Computer Videos. Hey, after I made a couple of these videos, people have reached out to me and said, hey, I saw all these really cool pre-baked images that are out on Savage Taylor, and it's like, it would be really great if I could wrap my brain around how to use DD to copy these pre-made images off to an SD card. So since my main machine at home is Windows, I'm going to show you in Windows, and I'll do a separate video for Macintosh users. But let's go ahead and let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug in. I've got a just an SD card to USB reader, and I have a brand new SD card in there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to format this. We're going to reformat it here in a minute, but this is the important part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to SCSI2SD. It doesn't really matter what I call it, but I just want to be able to keep track of kind of what's going on. So, all right, so this is formatting. It should only take a minute. It's just a little 32 gig cartridge, and so that looks good. All right, so now we know for a fact that, so we don't blow away anything else in our system, we know for a fact that our card that we're going to use with our SCSI2SD, and it doesn't matter what device you're going to use, these instructions are for at least like the, quote, improved cheap version, the 5.0, the 6.0, the 5.5, the 6. I mean, these instructions work with all of them. So anyway, okay, so here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up a new DOS prompt. I'm going to run it as administrator so that way that I definitely have full read-write access. So and I've got everything over here on the D drive. So the DD command, Linux people are going to be kind of familiar with that, is it's a duplicator. Like you can take images and you can back up hard drives. You can clone new hard drives. Super handy tool for people in IT, and you should definitely check it out and play around with it. It's a lot of fun. So, all right. So what we did is we ran the DD command, and it's DD -- list. And what that's going to do for us is that's going to tell us all the physical drives that we have mounted in the system. So from earlier, I know that this drive I called SCSI2SD is drive F. So I can look down here and I can see, okay, well, here is the actual sort of the address of that drive to make sure that I don't accidentally overwrite anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight that. And then in the DOS prompt, if you right click, it copies. So now that's in our clipboard. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to make a bit of a cheat file. So that way that we can more easily do this quicker. So let me go ahead and bring up my cheat file over here on the staging monitor. Hey, there you go. And what we're going to go ahead and do, I'll open up a second DOS prompt because you can never have too many command prompts. You can tell I'm old calling it a DOS prompt. But anyway, over here on our D drive, let's see what disk images we've got. Okay, we've got, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see me. I've got a OS6 2 gigabyte disk image, and there's a ton of them out there. They actually have, again, the guide that they've put together is just phenomenal. It's really great. And they have a ton of good images out here that you can go and download kind of based on 608 and 7.55. And they've even got like that system swapper program, which I never knew about way back in the day, that'll go through and you can kind of on the fly switch between 608 and 755. So if you have like a low RAM capacity machine, you're probably good to start with System 6. Like my SE only has a mega RAM. I'm going to fix that. Don't worry. But anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. So kind of our cheat here is the DD command. What we're going to do is we're going to use DD, and we're going to use the if command to go ahead and call the disk image that we want to apply to our SD card. Then we're going to use the of image or the of switch to go ahead and name where that drive actually lives in our system. So you remember the F drive was actually, I'm going to paste in, because we copied that a second ago, paste that in. Hey, what do you know? Oh, but it added a little extra doodad, so let's take that off. So what we've got is we're going to apply this 2 gigabyte 608 image over to the SD card that is located there. And I mean, I left the windows open. We can go back. We can verify. There is no need to accidentally overwrite anything on your system. You can go through and you can read. It's the 446, 11E9, BA17, yada. Looks correct. All right, so here we got it. So now that we have this command, and this is copied and pasted directly off their website. If you go to their guide, you skip down to section 4, it gives you the cheat sheets for everything. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this. So now we got that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste it back into our command prompt. We have our SD card in there. We are ready to go. All I'm going to do is hit enter. This is a common problem, so it's good that I showed you. Now, you want to make sure that you don't have that file kind of sitting open with something like poking at it. So that way that it's got full read-write access to it. So let's try it again. Hey, what do you know? It worked that time. All I had to do was dismiss that, hey, this drive isn't formatted correctly message. So Windows be tripping. And that's just how it goes. So now we're going to sit here and we're going to watch some Microsoft Minutes as it goes ahead and applies that image out to our SD card. And if you have an external, you can now use this time to look at the LED and watch it blink in a joyous sort of way while you wait for this 2 gigs of stuff to play out. So while this is running, let's take a second. And let's actually go out there and look at some of those images out there on Savage Taylor's website. And it might take me a second to surf to those just because I did not think ahead to have a window open that linked to those. So, but it's okay. We can go here. I think they, yeah. Oh, wow. Download section. Imagine that. Imagine things being organized so easily. There are a lot of great things out here. And they do have some other stuff that it's not just set up strictly for SCSI2SD. They also have some images for the Big Mess of Wires floppy emu. I bought one of these. I'm going to play with this eventually. And this is maybe a good alternative for like your if you think about sort of like a Mac Plus or something like that, because the SCSI on that's pretty darn slow. I don't really know that you're going to get a huge performance gain by using the SCSI2SD, but I'm going to do some testing on that in the future. But images for zip drives, and if you look, there's columns here. So you've got a column for System 608, and then you've got a column for System 5.5. The nice thing about the 5.5 images is they also include the System 6 stuff. The System 6 images are just System 6. The 755 images include the System 6 stuff, and they also have utilities baked in, like the modified SCSI formatter or SCSI hard drive formatter, the Apple one, where it'll do non-Apple drives. So it's pretty cool, and you can get down here to the bottom, and if you've got a machine or you got something where you want to just barely do like a gig and kind of keep it old school, then I mean there's options to do that. But all the hard work's been done. These images are really, really great. They're super handy. It's what got me started with SCSI2SD. So all right, it looks like down here that we are coming in the home stretch on our imaging, and it says right here that we've got 1,880 records in, 1,880 records out. So in my mind, and probably in the mind of my Mac SE that I'm about to test this on, this has been a success. So let's go ahead, let's pull our SD card, let's pop it in the SE, and let's give it a shot. Hey, welcome back to Meat Space. I'm here with my beautiful SCSI2SD 5.5 and the memory card that we just made. By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. So let's go ahead and let's plug this in the back, and let's go ahead and power up. As you can see, my beautiful, formerly owned by a photographer, Macintosh SE system. Okay, we have our SCSI2SD plugged in. Let's power this puppy on. Big bucks, no whammies, no whammies. Hey, what do you know? It's booting. But you know what? I had confidence. I knew that it was going to boot. So there you go. That is that. It's that easy. And now we've got sort of a sampler 608 image that's got some utilities and some fun stuff to kind of get you going with SCSI2SD. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shoot some video and do this, a Macintosh version of this. But again, it's pretty much just the same. So, but anyway, content is content. So everybody have a great night, and Apple II forever.